Hey, Wake County, I'm Sig Hutchinson, one of your Wake County commissioners. I'm here with my good friend Bob High. He is iconic in the biking community and has ridden, my God, all over the world. So this area where we're at, which is Lake Crabtree County Park, 286, Umstead State Park, the area known as RDU Forest, right here. Bob has ridden this area for what, 20 years?
Yeah, about 25 years. We've been coming out here in Umstead, and then, of course, Rocky Road in 286. We went back in the day when it was, just available for us to ride.
What does this area mean to you, Bob?
Well, I mean, you go all over the world and all over the country and ride all these places, and then when you come back and have something like this here, it's really important to, be able to have this at home and have access to it and use it. And it's one of the things that keeps me in this town.
Right, and it's something we want to say.
Absolutely. Yeah, have to. So, Sig, why are we talking about this now?
Okay, great question, Bob. So I have been looking for this opportunity to start this conversation. As you know, this is very, very complex.
Yeah.
All right,
and you've been quiet about it. You didn't really have anything to say one way or the other.
Right. And so politics is a function of timing. And what's really caused this to come to the surface is the fence. Yeah. Because this is a situation where collectively the community is saying, we got to do something. We've got to do something right now. That access is going to be severed. The fence is going up. We don't want that. So that has been the catalyst for me to be able to start this conversation with the community.
The fence was kind of a gift.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that, until the fence came up, that it was all kind of dead in the water a little bit.
Right.
And then the fence went viral around the state, got a lot of attention, and really brought it full circle back around with some energy to maybe get some things done.
That's exactly right.
So, Sig, tell us what we're trying to do here.
Okay, so Bob, who loves this place, and I are completely aligned. And what's going on is we're trying to stop the fence from where it's going right now along 286, and we're trying to save and make legal 286. Basically, that's it. Now, we have to find compromise. And the thing is, we have to find common ground. Now, you and I, Bob, know there's a lot of common ground. We all collectively want to stop the fence from going where it is today and to save 286, and we can do that today. That's the message. It's the first piece of the puzzle, and then we can build from there. Now, what we want to do is to drill down a little bit, and we want to talk a little bit more about all the details, because there's a lot of misinformation going on right there. So we want to talk about that, but most importantly, what do we want to do?
Save 286.
Save 286.
So, Sig, let's start with the fence. What's going on there?
Okay, let's talk about the fence. All right, because that's really what's gotten us here today, is this idea that the fence is going to basically block off the road.
Cut off access even to Crabtree.
Yes, everything.
Yeah.
All right, we can move the fence back behind 286. Now, the fence is going to be going in. The airport's already said that, and I can understand that. There's issues that they have to deal with. They have to secure their perimeter. For example, you can't have deer running out on the runway with these big jets landing and taking off. And there's also security risk. There's trespassing issues that they are concerned about. They're concerned about liability. They're concerned about environmental damage. But more importantly, they want to secure their perimeter. We can do that. We can say, yes, airport, you can secure your perimeter, but let's do it behind 286. And let's do it where people won't even see it. So it's not going to block any of the access into Umstead. You won't even see it from the road. It's going to be behind 286. The fence basically goes away.
That's crucial.
Now, 286. A lot of people talked about a 10-year lease. And Bob, as you know, we need longer than a 2-year lease. So we've worked with the airport now, and they have agreed to, if we would like to do a 40-year lease. And that's huge as we start thinking about our relationship with Umstead State Park. Right?
So, Sig, why only a 40-year lease for this project?
Okay, great question, Bob. Legally, the airport cannot do more than a 40-year lease. So their hands are tied beyond that. But at the end of 40 years, we go back, they see how amazing this is, and obviously they're going to want to do more.
Okay. So, Sig, another important piece of this puzzle is the quarry. What is going to go on there? How do they fit into this puzzle?
Okay. I'm so glad you brought that up, because that's a big thing everybody's talking about is the quarry. Okay. Now, the first thing we have to accept are these are two different issues. Okay. All right. We're talking about
meaning the quarry and 286.
Yes, the quarry's one issue. 286 is another. Many people have asked the question, will say, why haven't y'all spoken out about this at least? If you have no control over the decision, you can at least speak out.
Yep.
And the fact is, we did. 2 years ago, my board passed a resolution asking the RDU authority to reconsider their decision. So that's been done. Now, the RDU authority, they have fiduciary responsibility to the airport. They have to make those decisions, supporting the airport. They made their decision, but we did make that point known. But let's talk about the quarry, okay? Because it's important for people to understand that a judge has made a ruling, and that ruling has said that elected leaders like me, Wake County commissioners, the other elected leaders have no authority, never had any authority to make that decision. That decision was made solely by the RDU authority. They have an 8-person board. We as Wake County commissioners have 2 people on that board, only 2, and they have a fiduciary responsibility to only take care of the airport. Now, that ruling is being appealed, and we'll see how that court case rolls on.
Okay.
If by chance it's overturned, or if by chance they have issues with permitting or regulating from the regulatory agency, then let's bring it in. Let's add it to part of our recreational puzzle. All right. But at least for now, the people need to understand. I'm catching a lot of grief over my support of the quarry. Nobody ultimately wants a quarry when you can have recreation. But that decision was made by the RDU authority based on their need for funding for that airport.
Okay. So, Sig, this is really important, obviously, to a lot of cyclists, but there's a lot of us that ride the greenway systems around the whole county and outside the county. Right. And I know that you got a lot of other things going on. So, is this a smaller part of a bigger whole? And if so, tell me a little bit about that.
Oh my God, Bob, that's so great. We've been talking about the RDU Forest and the RDU Forest Village right here in the pieces to the puzzle. But I have got a 4-point plan called the Wake Trails Initiative that's on our website, all right, that really talk about 4 pieces. 1 is saving 286, all right, which we talked about today.
Yep.
2 is the beer garden in Lake Crabtree County Park, right at that apex of Aviation Boulevard and I-40. 3 is Forest Ridge, which
up there at the dam.
Up at the dam, at the end of the Neuse River Greenway. 640 acres that could be amazing.
And that's on the lake, right?
Right on the lake. Amazing mountain bike trail that connects via Greenway, Neuse River, down Walnut Creek, right over to here. It all connects. And then the 4th thing is the Triangle Bikeway, which that's my project running along I-40, starting at Trenton Road, going to RTP and all the way into Durham. Those 4 things could be amazing for Wake County. And I'm looking to create that vision to make all 4 happen right here in the Triangle.
I'm excited to ride those once they're done. So, Sig, we've heard a lot about this lake behind us, Crabtree Lake, Crabtree County Park. That's possibly going to be going away. It's a big deal. Tell me more about what's going to happen there.
Okay. Lake Crabtree County Park, right back here. We love the trails. They've been here 20 years. When they opened these trails, this became the most visited park in the Lake Crabtree County and the county park system. Now it's the American Tobacco Trail. Yeah.
Well, for us, riding through Umstead to come ride at Crabtree, that's the crucial move for us.
Absolutely, and we want to save it. So here's the deal: we have 7 years left. Wake County has 7 years left on this lease.
Okay.
But we want to save it as part of the RDU Forest project. All right. Now, here's what a lot of people don't know is that the land along the lake is in floodplain. Right? So you can't build on that anyway.
Okay.
All right. And that will continue to be trails. But in my relationship with the airport, what they are advocating and telling me is the land up by Aviation Boulevard and I-40 is going to be developed.
Okay.
Right? But what they want to do is they want to develop with a recreational model in mind. Out of that RDU Forest Village idea. So you could have possibly a boutique hotel,
right?
You could have a restaurant, you could have a bike shop.
So it has to be commercial anyway, right?
Exactly. Okay. But you can leverage the commercial towards the recreation And if we can save the trails here as part of that recreational amenity, and then tie it into 286, and then tie it into Umstead, then you're building that village concept that we ultimately want to create. And the airport's behind that.
That's huge. So that a lot of the places that I go, you see retail and the trails mixed together, where you can get a coffee, get a beer, enjoy being out here, not have to travel away after you're done riding or running or walking with your dog.
And that's exactly what we want to create right there.
Let's talk about Umstead State Park. Where do they fit in this whole program?
Okay, that's great segue, Bob, because we know 286 is only 151 acres. And you and I know
we need more than that.
We need more than that. We need at least 300 acres for a ride center, which is basically, as you know, people will drive 90 miles to a ride center, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we got to have that. Now, Umstead State Park has got 160 acres right behind 286, and they have expressed interest at entertaining a proposal to consider adding to our first piece of the puzzle. We reached out to Secretary Hamilton. She said she will entertain a proposal, and that would be the next piece of the puzzle. So if we can get Umstead State Park and State Parks, we have an amazing park system, on board with this as the next phase, and possibly even get Gene Spooner and the Umstead Coalition, who has said that they're very interested in mountain biking in Umstead State Park, to join in, then that possibly could be the second piece of the puzzle.
Which that would give you the 300 acres that you need to have the mountain trail to make it work.
Exactly, and the fence on the back of the property.
So, Sig, another big part of this is the county commissioners. You're a county commissioner, the other county commissioners that are involved. Where do they stand on this issue? Okay,
so that's another great question. In that there are 7 county commissioners who have to approve this, who are responsible for Lake Crabtree County Park. They're going to have to approve the staff starting to negotiate with the RDU authority regarding this land. I can tell our listeners, I don't believe I have the support from the commission now, all right? Which is why it's going to be important for the community to reach out to those commissioners and say, this is important for you. Now, there's 3 issues that we have to talk about. Number 1 is the capital cost associated with building out the trail system. Number 2 is the lease associated with the property. And number 3 is the operating cost. So let's break those down one at a time. All right. Now, the capital cost, the actually building of the trails. Now, because of the voters' vote in 2016, we passed a $120 million open space, parks, and greenway bond. Thank you. $60 million of that is for Wake County Parks. $60 million. Now, we can use some of that money if the commissioners decide they want to for building the trail network. And as you know, you've got the bathroom right over here with the parking lot, and you've got all the facilities over here at Lake Crabtree County Park. So really, you just need to build the trail network. And if we can get the second piece of the puzzle, Umstead State Park, as you know, there's a lot of elevation change between those. So we would love to design one comprehensive trail system as part of that capital cost. Right. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the lease. Now, let's just be clear. Airport is not going to sell any of their land. Okay? And we just have to accept that. That's a resolution they passed. We can't do anything about that. But they're going to give us a 40-year lease, and we have to pay for that lease. Now, as a commissioner, we have to look at all options for being able to pay for that. And you've heard, Wakestone is willing to put some money up, and I don't know how that's going to play out, but I have a responsibility to the taxpayers, and we have to look at all options for paying for this lease. Okay. The final thing is operations. Okay. Well, we're in the park business as Wake County. We've got that park right there, Lake Crabtree County Park. And the manager would love to bring in 286 and hopefully more later on. So we may need another full-time person to basically manage this, but this is what we do for a living. So we can handle the operations. I feel comfortable we can handle the lease. Obviously, we can handle the capital cost, but I'm going to need your help, because these commissioners need to hear from you, and they need to hear that this is something that you want for our community.
Okay, Sig, so the big question here is the airport. Where are they in all this? How do they fit? What do they want? What's possible?
Okay, so I've been working with the airport as a commissioner now for 2.5 years. You and I have been working to try to get this deal done for a long time. And I can tell you, the airport has never been more motivated to find a solution here.
Okay. That's great.
Their primary interest is the airport, okay, which it should be, right? But they also understand the value that this means to the community, and they truly want to find a solution. So they're a partner.
Yep.
Once again, this is a conversation about finding common ground. They are on board with us. They want to move the fence back to the property. They want to preserve this with a 40-year lease for recreation.
Okay, that's huge. So, Sig, you answered a lot of questions. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. It's complicated. So, in wrapping this up, let's sum it up for me. Tell me where we are and what we need to do.
Okay. You're right, Bob. And I so appreciate you being out here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Supporting all of this. There's more information on our website. Obviously, this is just a component of trying to explain this complicated issue. You can go to our website, sigforwake.com. That's sigforwake.com. And we'll have more information out there.
Okay.
But we got to break it down. Obviously, these are complicated issues, but actually, as you said, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah, we got to start somewhere.
We got to start somewhere. And where we're starting right now today is we want to stop the fence, move to the back of the property.
Okay.
We want to save 286. We want that to be the first piece of the puzzle. And we ought to collectively understand that we all have a common interest here, and we need to work together to find a solution that works for everybody.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more common ground here than a lot of people think. I think there's some small issues that got to get worked out. We don't have all the answers, but I think we're really closer than a lot of people believe.
Absolutely. And I thank you so much, Bob, for
No,
being
you're
with us
welcome.
today.
It's good to see you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.